Hi Anna, I'm Mike, and this down here on the floor is your machine. And I'm going to show you how to reassemble it. I took it a little bit further apart than I intended to because I think it will travel more safely in 3 pieces plus the machine than in 2. So here we go. If you look down here, you'll notice that there are some screws sticking out of the wood. These 4 screws here and these 4 screws here will hold this piece on, which is your drawer rack. Let's see, these 4 screws, this one, this one, this one, and this one will hold your treadle stand, the metal part, onto the machine. And these 2 little screws right here will hold this little bracket. And we'll show you all of this as we go along. So for starters, I'm going to take all of those screws out and lay the pieces where they're going to go. Let me get a screwdriver. Woman details right here. So these screws, when you receive it, are just going to be in these holes finger tight to show you exactly where to put the parts. This, of course, is the underside of the top. And the first piece that's going to go on will be the metal base. And you'll be able to see, if you look closely, the marks of where that stand goes. It may not show up too well in the video, but you'll be able to see it. This is the front. It has the drawer. And yes, this screw that sticks out here and this peg that sticks out here on both sides are supposed to be that way. Those are the stops for the drawer, so it doesn't just fall out. And that's the way they made it back in 1900 whatever. Here is your electrical. Alright, your metal base, I marked it front and back so you know which way to orient it on the top. So the front, of course, goes towards the drawer. So, we're going to place it on the top. Of course, you'll lay the top down, upside down. You'll set this on the top. And these 4 screws will go back into the little holes that they came out of. Then after you screw these 4 screws down tight, the drawer racks will go on. And they go on with this wood part right down on top of the wood. Oh, hey, how about that? This has to go on before that. Okay. Sorry, Anna. Okay, we'll just set this in place for now. And like I said, this flappy part goes on the front below the drawer. And again, you'll be able to see where the screws go. You'll see the outline of the where the drawer rack has sat for all these years.
I'm gonna lift it for a second. Cool. Okay. just to kind of point out what's where.
Okay. Now we're not going to screw this piece down yet because it'll be easier to put these screws in if you can move that around a little. So set that in place. Set the treadle stand. You may want to get somebody to help you do that because it's a little bit heavy. Set this down in there right on top of the holes, and again it'll be obvious where it goes. And the 4 screws that you took out, just go right back in each of those holes. And as I said, it might be easier if you need to move this a little bit around to get your screwdriver in there. So after this is screwed down, then you put the 4 screws in each side of the drawer rack. 2 there, 2 in the front. Same thing on the other side. So this is screwed down, this is screwed down, and now this part here, which is part of your machine lifter mechanism, gets screwed down. Wait, minor detail. If you'll notice, I put this down on top of the wires. This actually is the foot control and cord, and you don't want those pinched in there, so you just set it out of the way in there. So it looks like everything's good there. This is all screwed down, this is all screwed down. Now you're going to screw the bracket, this bracket here, which is connected to the little flap of wood in the front. And it just goes where these 2 screws are, right here. And again, I'm going to leave the screws in place so you know just where to put it. So you just put it like that, screw the 2 screws in, and when the machine pops up, it'll lift this door out of your way. Okay? So once that's done, your cabinet is reassembled, and you're going to attach the belt. And the belt will already be on the wheel, and you just put one side through this hole, and the other side through this hole down here. And those will come up on the top of the machine, and when they're on the top of the machine, you're going to reattach this staple. I bent this staple out so I could slip it off, but you'll just slip it back on like this into the pre-made hole. Put the ends together like that, and then squeeze this down with a pair of pliers so it can't come loose again. And when the cabinet comes, this will just be tied here like this, just to keep it in place. And if it should happen to come off the wheel, that's no big deal at all. It's real easy to put it back on the wheel. There's a notch in the wheel here, right here, and this notch is what helps you bring the belt around. If the belt is off, you just put it on there, and when you roll the wheel, it'll guide the belt around into the groove. So again, I'm going to leave it attached, and it probably will still be attached when you get to this point. Then you put control in cords. Just put them wherever is convenient for you, and put your drawers back in. And then you're going to set the machine in the stand after you turn the machine right side up. And there are hinge pins. These hinge pins slide into the little holes on the back of the machine, kind of like on this machine here. You'll see these hinge pin holes, and underneath there'll be probably a smaller set screw than these, but it'll be obvious. You just tighten them down once the machine's in place. And then there's one more screw right here that'll go through the bed of the machine. Once the machine's in place, there's a hole in the bed that this screw will go through and screw into this piece of wood here, and that'll keep it solidly in the machine when you lower the machine. And if you have any questions or any problems, you just let me know, and I'll help you figure it out. So again, thank you. I'm happy that this machine is going to a happy home, and I hope you love it as much as we do. Bye-bye.